you ever stared at a stock chart, frozen, asking yourself, is this stock cheap or is it a trap? Most people believe that a falling stock price means it's time to buy. But here's the hard truth. Cheap stocks can destroy your wealth, while expensive ones can make you rich, if you know what to look for. Today I'll show you how to cut through the noise and actually know when a stock is cheap. Not based on hype, but based on facts. First, let's kill a myth. Price alone tells you nothing. A $5 stock can be massively overpriced. A $500 stock can be a bargain. Why? Because it's not about price, it's about value. Let me explain. Most beginners look at the price to earnings, or PE ratio. Low PE, they think it's cheap. High PE must be overpriced. But is it really that simple? Look at Tesla. For years, it traded at sky-high PE ratios, over 1,000 at times. But those who understood its future potential made life-changing money. So what's the flaw with PE? It ignores growth. That's where the PEG ratio comes in, price to earnings relative to growth. Peter Lynch, one of the greatest investors ever, popularized this. But even this has limits. It relies on forecasts, and we all know, forecasts can be wrong. So if PE and PEG alone don't tell the whole story, what does? Let's talk valuation frameworks. First up, the discounted cash flow model, or DCF. The DCF projects a company's future cash flows and then discounts them back to today's value. In theory, it's the most precise method. But here's the problem. It's sensitive to assumptions. Change your discount rate by 1% and your valuation could swing by 20 to 30%. For most retail investors, DCF is more art than science. On the flip side, many investors, like Warren Buffett, focus on qualitative factors. Is the company consistently profitable? Does it have a durable competitive advantage? Is management trustworthy? These are harder to quantify, but they can reveal value that raw numbers miss. For example, think of Apple versus a random smartphone maker. Apple's brand, ecosystem, and customer loyalty create an intangible value not always reflected in traditional metrics. Here's where most investors go wrong. They ignore context. What's happening in the broader economy can completely change what makes a stock cheap. When interest rates are low, companies with high growth potential, like tech startups, thrive. When rates rise, those same companies can collapse under the weight of their debt. So when analyzing a stock, ask, where are we in the economic cycle? What's the interest rate trend? How is consumer sentiment shifting? Context shapes value. In 2008, cheap stocks got cheaper. In 2020, expensive stocks got more expensive. Same market, different context, totally different outcomes. So, what makes a stock truly cheap? It's about buying more value than you pay for. You need to assess return on invested capital, ROIC. Is the company making good use of its resources? Free cash flow, FCF. Is it generating real cash or just accounting profits? Competitive advantage. Does it have a moat that protects its business? Apple nails all three: high ROIC, massive free cash flow, and a brand moat that's almost unbreakable. This is why, even when Apple trades at a premium, some investors still consider it cheap relative to its value. Contrast that with a struggling company whose stock looks cheap on paper, but burns cash, lacks direction, and is getting outcompeted. That's a value trap. Here's the truth. There's no universal formula that guarantees success. Every valuation method has strengths and weaknesses. It's up to you to decide which tools to trust based on your goals, your risk tolerance, and your understanding of the market. Investing isn't gambling, it's strategy. If you treat it like guesswork, you'll lose. But if you treat it like a skill, you'll improve with every decision. So next time someone tells you a stock is cheap, ask yourself, cheap compared to what? Is it cheap because it's broken, or cheap because the market doesn't see its true potential yet? The difference between those two is the difference between failure and financial freedom. If this video helped you see investing in a new light, smash that like button, subscribe, and turn on notifications, because I'm here to help you navigate these decisions with confidence. In every new video, the market rewards those who do the work. And if you've watched this far, you're already ahead of most. See you in the next one.